this is super important in what we're about to talk about right now, because the word after has a very serious meaning in law, and it means later, succeeding, subsequent to, inferior in point of time or of priority or preference. So when you basically got into the legal through the birth registration system, because the surname is registered after the natural event of the child, they're trying to mirror the natural event of birthing, but the surname is registered after that event because of probably the problems on getting all the paperwork together, everything that's involved in the birth registration system and the legal, the inducement, everything's involved. So to get all the paperwork together, by the time they get it, look at the fact that the parents basically fill in something and then they register that child, in semblance to be part of a legal system. The legal title is after acquired property. So when you look at Black's Law 4th edition, dealing with after acquired, which we put on here, after acquired property, legal, not natural property. You were birthed naturally, then a legal event occurred with this assumption, or this basically this adding on a name to one's real name and then trying to induce someone to believe it. So after acquired is defined as after a particular date or event. Now, the Registrar General states that they do not register people, they register events. So they're registering an after a natural event, the real birth, and they're registering a legal title added on after acquired. Thus, a judgment is a lien on after acquired realty. Land acquired by the debtor after entry of the judgment. Now, when you look at Black's Law and you look at a few other law dictionaries like Bouvier's, you will see that surnames were entered on to legal writs or judgments. So in other words, it notifies or says anybody who bears that title is a judgment debtor in the legal system. Therefore, they've denied Jesus Christ, so they're walking into legal. That's the inducement that Satan put in place. He said, immediately I'm going to induce the natural creation of God to be deceived into entering into his fictitious debtor world, and therefore he creates a judgment that requires you to surety it. You're suretying your own legal debt by entering into that. So this is a slick system by those who advocate the will of the devil. I could never say enough to offend a lawyer, and if I haven't said enough in these videos to offend you as a legal devil's advocate, then I haven't gone far enough. And I hope that in the future, this becomes so horrible, the message and the warning, woe unto you lawyers, that you basically know that your time is coming. And if you remain in that devilish trade game of evil and debt that has been canceled out by Jesus Christ's death, you will take on that judgment, and you will be bearing the burden of those you advocate to walk into this deception.